Hey class, we are almost ready to wrap up this semester. I pulled a little video off of YouTube that I thought would be a really good video to show you about cutting and cutting your print. So I'm going to show this and I'm actually going to talk over top of it. Okay, so the things you'll need, linoleum, you've got that. You need cutting tools. You should have those. It looks just like this. Block printing ink. Now you may not have the block printing ink. You might have some Norpaste and some Indian ink. What you do, you mix that together and it becomes your ink. Paper, you can use your Bristol board or your sketchbook. A pencil, a glass plate. You know what? You can put like Reynolds wrap on something flat, or you can use a piece of glass, a frame or something. Now, they do show a brayer. This is a really good thing to do, but you can use a paintbrush. So we're going to go through this. I might fast forward a little bit because you've already did your drawing. One thing I don't like about this video is they don't fill in their shape so you know exactly where to cut. So I'm going to advance a little bit here. You're going to use a pencil and you're going to color in the back sheet of paper to transfer your image. Make sure that you realize that it is mirror image, okay? So I'm going to fast forward a little bit, tape it, and trace it. Like I said, I don't like this video because you should have colored in your flowers. So fast forward, I kind of demoed that. So, okay, this is a really good thing to know. It's mirror image, okay? On this particular one, they cut out where the white is and they left the black. You can do it, it's kind of like the opposite. Let me fast forward a little bit. Okay, this is a great video on showing how to put the different pieces in there. I usually never use that cut piece. I always use the piece that the video was showing right there. So you unscrew the top and it fits right in there, okay? That one's a pretty cool one too. I like using that. So it shows how the different cutting tools that you have. So it shows how to insert it. I think it's a pretty good video there. Okay. Please don't cut yourself though. You've got to always make sure that you're cutting away, okay? So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. You can watch some videos. You see how it carves away. You don't have to dig in there all that hard. I think it's good to use all in the same direction. Do you see how you're going outside what you want to cut? Go fast forward a little bit. I don't use this tool, so I'm going to pass over that one. Here, I think I would be cutting away instead of cutting into. So that means cutting here out. Always go out. Okay, so they're cutting in some grooves there. You just got to take your time. Sometimes it can get away from you. Okay, so let me fast forward. I've kind of showed you a little bit about that, showed how I cut it. Feel free to watch any videos you want. So this is a pretty complicated one. We started out simple. So if you really dig doing this block printing, I think it's absolutely great. They're using the really small to outline before they take in bigger areas, okay? So they're still going, they're still cutting. So this is their finished piece. They've got a lot of black area there. They've kind of did the opposite. They've cut out the solid. So let me stop it right here. Some of you have block printing ink, some of you don't, okay? You have that Nor paste and Indian ink, you just need to make your own ink. This is very inexpensive, so you want to take the time to get some, go right ahead. So this is the ink. They're just using a piece of glass. I think a piece of glass is great. If you do take a piece of glass, make sure you tape the edges. Please don't cut yourself. Or you can use something that has to be extremely flat to do this, okay? So when you put the ink on, you go different correct directions, and you want it to get it pretty thin. and you almost can hear the kind of the stick. It gets to the consistency of like an orange peel. So take your time, and the thing with this, don't expect your first print to be perfect. You can do lots and lots of different prints. So get lots of different pieces of paper, sit them out, and this shows how you're going to lightly roll the ink on. Okay? Different directions. Pretty cool there. Different directions with the ink. Just take your time, and you can apply many, many different layers, but you go opposite directions, but don't glob the ink on, okay? A very thin layer, but it has to cover over the whole piece, okay? Lots of ink. Take your time. It's kind of like a trial and error kind of thing. The more you do it, the better you get. And also, if you just really, really screw it up, you can always, I always use like maybe Windex to wipe it off. Okay, it's water soluble. And just let it dry a little bit and just go from there, okay? So there, you know, it takes a little time to ink these. The name of the game is take your time. Okay, so this is what it is. So in this video, they put the piece of paper on top. Also, your little kit, you can use I use a wooden spoon. Any kind of a spoon I think works best. Once you put that paper on there, it kind of sticks on there. Okay, so you just kind of rub that spoon around. It does not have to be wooden, believe me. You can use just about anything. So just take your time and you pull the piece of paper off. Also, make sure you keep your fingers clean. Voila, pretty cool. So they're lacking a little ink on the edges, so you re-ink every time you make your copy, okay? So I think she's making another copy. If you don't ink it, that's what it's going to look like. You need to ink it each time. When you do a piece that's really light like that, it's called a ghost print. So you can't, if you want that effect, that's great. It looks kind of like the, you know, corroded kind of look or whatever. So I think she's doing a few more there. So take your time, and this is her best print. So sometimes it takes you 10 prints to get a very good one, okay? So what I wanted you to do, I want you to do one single print, then I want you to do 3 to 4 pattern prints where you do repetition. When you do that, it's good to not put the paper on top because you can't see where you're placing it. What you do, you put the block on top of the paper so you can repeat it and you know where you're putting the different pieces, okay? Okay, so I'm back. So this is some examples of some repetition I did with my design. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what in the world those, I kind of hear a little bird in the background. I don't know. But anyway, here's some examples, some different repetitions. So I just repeated it 4 times. I have single prints. I did this repetition. I did this repetition. So you can just be real creative. I'm going to show you another one real quick. There's a student in the class that does a pizza that I kind of showed how to repeat that. So let me stop and I'll be back in a second here. Okay, I'm back. This is a student who did a really good job. This is the first design that he did, and I just kind of quickly showed how to fill it in. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just using Illustrator real quick just to show you some different options of repeating. I'm just going to see if I can do this. I'm just going to quickly cut this out. It's kind of like a triangle. Just take me a second here. Okay, so I cut this out, and this is kind of like a really, really rough layout. So this is what I can show you to do. So this is some different ideas to make patterns, okay? I'm going to copy this. Copy it again. So that would be one simple pattern, okay? So now I'm going to do a different way. I am going to take these pieces and I'm going to rotate it like this. So this is another way to make a pattern, okay? I think in groups of 4 would be good. I'm just going to go like this, Command C, Command V. This is in my Illustrator, just very, very quickly. So this is kind of a different way to make a pattern, okay? So that's number 2, okay? Very, very cool. Of course, you're going to do one that's just by itself. Okay, let me show you another way. If we take this, I'm going to, let me see, I'm going to reflect it. No, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to rotate it, okay? I'm going to rotate it like this. I'm going to move these over here. I'm going to, and this is just something I'm just kind of playing around on my computer. Command V, bring it in. I'm going to rotate it, okay? So this is kind of cool. It kind of looks like a motif. I'm not doing probably the best job at rotating, but this is one way to do it. And let me do it another way. This is kind of fun. So I'm just going to copy this, bring it in, and I'm going to, hopefully this works. I don't know. We'll see if it works. You can add more pieces to it. Okay, so you can move these things around. So this kind of makes a really, really fun motif. You can do a little bit better than me kind of doing this. So how cool is that? Okay, and one thing to remember too, if you really dig doing this, I suggest you can go to, I think it's Hobby Lobby that has it. It's pretty dang cheap. You can get fabric paint, and you can do this on the front of a t-shirt. Okay, so that's just another idea of doing a pattern. Okay, I just want maybe 4 different patterns using it. Okay, let me show you another one. That's kind of a, it would be kind of like more of a motif. You can also do this. You can just do this. You can have it going down like this. There's just so many ways. Just use your little imagination on this, okay? Patterns are just fun. Okay? Anything you want. The easiest, you know, definitely do one like this. But I have done many, many shirts as far as doing block printing. I'm going to stop it and see if I can find a few of my photos to show you what cool things you can do. Hey there, as I was looking through my photos, this is just a picture that I did, that I took for a class I taught a few years ago over at Navarro. So you can see it's kind of a messy job. Tape around the where you ink. Make sure you have some wipes, and if you get a magazines and stuff, it's a great thing to put your linoleum piece on and then to roll the ink on it. Okay, I'm back. So here is some block prints that I did on fabric. This is for my grandson for a shower. This is with white ink on a black t-shirt. I think someone in the class is actually doing a butterfly. These are some of my, I've done this for a long time, so this just shows a good example of the mirror image. I did some guitars. Okay, so there's just some examples of different uses for it. All of these are from block prints. I like to go to the thrift stores and get shirts that are, you know, used. They look kind of really worn. You can do gift cards. This is my bunny shirt. I wear it every Easter. I'm just really digging the tattoo look with tigers. So there's an up close look at that. Oh, I don't know what that is. So anyway, I want you to have fun with this. Oh, I think this is really cool. This is one of my favorites. My son still wears this shirt, and it's just so cool how you take something that kind of has this little motif in the beginning. So if you go to Hobby Lobby, you can find, I think it's Hobby Lobby, who has the fabric ink, or you can order it off Amazon or whatever. and you let it dry. Black, I would suggest you let it dry, and you can use a hair dryer. I like putting it out in the sun in the summer, and it is stay fast. It will not wash out. And I am offering 100 extra points towards your final goal of 1,000 points to actually do some printings on some fabric or gift cards. So doing another use for it. So you're going to, first of all, you're doing a single print. You're going to make kind of like a motif and do different patterns. So I've already seen a couple students that's already dived in and cut their blocks and they're starting to printing, and they're doing some fabulous, fabulous jobs. So good luck. Any questions, you know, it's all you have to do is text me. And if you're behind on your projects, please, please catch up. Okay, thank you very much.